Hey guys, welcome back to Critical Flick. Today I will be reviewing The Holdovers. So I have to say right away, I've not always been the biggest fan of Alexander Payne films, and I saw that this movie had really good reviews. There was a lot of hype around to it, and when I watched it, I have to say, I think it really lives up to it. This movie takes place in 1970, and it follows a teacher at a boys' school, a boys' boarding school in New England, where he's forced to watch the children that are there to stay during the winter break, during the Christmas break, when they don't have anywhere to go, their families didn't want to bring them with them, or other circumstances, and he's forced to watch them. He's this very cantankerous old man, like a grumpy old professor. Throughout this story, we obviously see him grow a heart, and I have to say, it really has some great Christmas themes to it. I didn't know going into this movie that it was a Christmas movie, but I think it's one of the best in recent years, and it does it in such a subtle and genuine way. It's one of those movies that can really make you smile and laugh, but also make you cry and pull at your heartstrings. So I think it has a little bit of everything for everyone. I think it has all the emotion that I never knew that it could have. All the performances in this one were stellar. I think Paul Giamatti is a real standout in this role. I think he's able to capture this idea of someone who has these walls up, someone who's grown up, not maybe being able to achieve everything they want to achieve, and they kind of push that negative energy onto other people, when deep down at his core, he's really trying to do his best. So I think that by the end of the film, we really root for this character, really growing with him, understanding what he's going through. In the beginning, he may seem, grumpy, but by the end, you're fully invested in his development. Dominic Sessa plays kind of our main character, Angus Tully, the main boy that's being watched over by Paul Giamatti's character. And it's really impressive that this guy has been in barely anything, and he jumps into this movie and gives such a soulful and heartfelt performance as a boy who is really lashing out around the world against him, not being able to understand who he needs to be or where he needs to go, and how kind of having untapped potential and that connection with his teacher. So by the end of the film, there's just so much heart to this movie that it can't help but make you smile, make you root for these characters. Divine Joy Randolph, who plays kind of the main cook at the school, is really one of the characters that really makes you feel for them throughout this film. Like I said, it's a common theme that there's a lot of emotion in this movie, but I do think that her experiences and having the loss of a child and her trying to move on from that loss is really touching. It's something that, obviously a lot of films try to deal with loss or the loss of a loved one, but this one feels so genuine. It doesn't feel over the top or bombastic. You really are taking in these quiet moments and just trying to reach that breaking point with this character. So I think they're all excellently written, and it really executes on the themes it's going for. The film also really captures the setting of the 1970s, whether it be the cars, the costuming, or even the look of the film. It looks like it is filmed on an old style camera. Even the audio mix feels like you're watching something from the 1970s, and it throws in other references to what's going on during that time period. They travel to Boston. There's a lot of things that are added into this movie to make you feel immersed into this setting. And by the time at the end, I didn't realize, when it first starts, I'm like, oh, this is really going for this look. But by the end, you're so lived in with the story that you're fully invested with the way that it's appearing. Another thing that really sets that tone and immerses you into the setting is the score of this film. It takes a lot of music from the time period and it has many quiet moments to it. The movie does have some laugh out loud moments, but a lot of the time you're living with these characters, and the music helps you add into that kind of calm overall feeling of the film. By the end of the movie, it really felt like a warm hug to me, and I had just, a little tear in my eye by the ending of the movie. So if you're someone who likes these kind of emotional, heartfelt Christmas films, it's definitely one for you. So if I were to rate The Holdovers, I would give it a 9 out of 10. I think it's one of the best films I've seen this year. It may not be the biggest, most cinematic thing in the world, but when I was watching it, it felt great and kind of like cozied up and enjoying it during this time of year. So if you check out The Holdovers, let me know what you thought about in the comments below. Did you like it more? Did you like it less? I always love to hear everybody's opinions. Thanks for watching. Remember to like and subscribe, and see you guys next time.